800-768-7162.
This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Everybody, great friends, welcome back. Kaplan and Crew with just the crew today. Alex Padilla, John Browner, Jason Lawhead with you guys today and tomorrow. Scott will be back on Wednesday. He's in New York handling some stuff, and we'll get the whole band back together on Wednesday. Thanks everybody for being here. We always appreciate it when Scott's not here, but you guys still are. Shout out to the Chatlins on YouTube. And for those of you that are watching on YouTube and haven't yet, please do us a favor and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Always appreciate that. Subscribe, comment, like, turn on notifications. You guys know what to do. And if you don't, go check it out. YouTube.com/Kaplan and Crew. Check us out on everywhere at Kaplan and Crew, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. We're everywhere. And if you're listening on audio, subscribe to Spotify, Google, Apple, Stitcher, iHeart. We are everywhere. We are everywhere. We are everywhere at Kaplan and Crew. Boys, I led off by telling you guys that I thought the Padres Fan Fest and all the news that came out of that was the biggest story of the weekend to me. I'm sure you two have different answers, so I'll ask you guys, what was the biggest story? Oh, I forgot to mention one other thing I watched real quick. San Diego State kicking Boise State's ass on Friday. Still ranked number 25. A little bit of respect being shown finally by the voters because they lost one last week and won one last week. Still stayed in the AP top 25. Just a side note. Browner, biggest story of the weekend for you.
In terms of Fan Fest, obviously, I got to tell you, man, I thought that the overwhelming response to that was fantastic. Yeah. I didn't think that any quote unquote news was made out of that because it's pure business for Manny to opt out of his contract. It's pure business for Soto to not say, I ain't signing nothing yet. And you would expect for Tatis to play well in front of that crowd because he's trying to get back into people's good graces. Yeah. The people who want to make news out of Manny Machado opting out is one way or another. Like, look around. Look at what he's done for this organization. If you're going to sign anybody, it has to be him. There's no one else who deserves that money for current performance, for future performance, and for past performance. I would honestly tell you, Manny Machado made this a grown-up organization. He literally stabilized something that was rudderless. Like, it was just out in the open. Now, it took them a lot of money to do it, but you got to spend money to win games in baseball, and they started with him. Now, people tell you Eric Hosmer, they'll tell you Will Myers. Those didn't work. This was real big boy spending. The money they spent on Hosmer was okay. At the time, the money they spent on Myers, that was okay. That was like, hey, we got to spend something because we don't have anything. The money that they gave Manny Machado sent off a signal around Major League Baseball that they're ready to play. They're ready to get in the ring and swing with the big boys. And since that signing, what have they done? They've paid Fernando Tatis Jr. big boy money. They found Juan Soto to get ready to cut him a check. That's big boy money. They didn't trade. They signed in the summer the quote unquote new shortstop.
Andrew Bogart.
Big boy money. So, and there's a lot of talk about them in Ohtani. Big boy money. Mm-hmm. And so the fact that they've had their hat in all these discussions, even the Aaron Judge thing, it didn't work out because I think that was just a ploy for him to get more money when he really didn't need to do that. But they've put themselves at the forefront right now of every major league free agent possible because they've started that with Manny Machado. And so, of course, he's going to say he's going to opt out. He should.
Well, I think it's maybe I don't know if you guys agree with this. I don't think he's outplayed his contract. I just think that he's earned more of the same. Like, I don't think there's a third baseman out there that's going to get paid more than Manny Machado if Nolan Arenado did not get paid more than Manny Machado. Nolan Arenado opted in to the remaining deals of his Cardinals contract. They get paid almost the same. Like, he gets paid a little less. So when I think Manny Machado opts out, I don't think it's to get more annually. I think it's just to get more years. I think like he's going to get paid the $30 million, but he's going to get paid for longer than 5 years. I think that's what he wants. I think, honestly, that's kind of what he's played into. And I think you're right, Browner. If I'm going to give anybody that's either Soto or Machado a longer extension, it's Machado for me. He's been there. He's proven it. He plays a more elite position. He is also a very elite defender. He's also seems to be way more important in that clubhouse. He's not new. He's been here for years. And yeah, I was under the assumption like, oh, okay, maybe, Arenado opted in. So maybe Machado, like, what's he going to get? But after this offseason, there's so much money out there. Manny Machado will get money anywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
And I agree with you, Alex. I think he's looking at all these contracts and going the terms of like everybody's getting paid until they're 39, 40, 41, 42. I want to be under that kind of contract. I know where my annual is going to be. It's going to be in that competing market, but get me to 39, 40, 41 years old.
Because I think right now,
Bogarts is till 41 years old, I think, contract.
I think both he and Tatis are at the same year. I'll double check that real quick. I think they both opt. I think both their contracts, if he didn't opt out, I believe they. Oh no!
Take him to like 36 or 37 years old, right?
Machado would be 35.
35.
When he opts out, and Tatis would be 35. That's what I was talking about.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that this contract is vital for the Padres going forward. Because if Juan Soto has another year where he's just like, he's good.
Right.
He's good. He's good. Like he gets on base, but he's hitting.
Manny Machado's a Hall of Famer. We just found that out with Scott Rowland being voted into the Hall of Fame. Manny Machado will be in Cooperstown at third base. If Scott Rowland's going there,
yeah,
Manny Machado's going there. So he's been
an MVP finalist.
You have a Hall of Famer. You have a Hall of Famer at third, and you know what a Hall of Famer at third who can hit and field does? It makes pitchers want to stick around.
Yeah,
it makes other players want to be on a team like that because they're that's the position that has the least amount. Yeah,
I think that's what Browner said perfectly. This is Manny Machado when he asked about his current contract. He has 1 year left, and he was asked about.
Obviously, the priority is not. I think that's on AJ and Peter and the organization. I think I've expressed myself on where we stand, and I think the main focus for me during the season is to go out there and play baseball. And to me, I think my focus is on trying to bring a championship to this team and to the city that's been waiting for it for a long time. So, I think for me, it's just going out there and playing baseball, and let AJ and Peter and my agent handle those things.
Are you open to it though? The conversation to the conversation with
I mean, of course. I mean, I love this. I love this team. The players, the things that we've done here in the past. So, yeah, definitely for sure.
Is it a danger if? Okay, this is a stupid question because it is a danger, but I think one of the worst things that could happen is if the Padres let him become a free agent, because then it's an open market and you never know. You never know what team's out there that'll throw stupid amounts of money at somebody. Somebody's willing to give Carlos Correa $400 million. Somebody's willing to give Manny Machado $500 million. I just think that it's a dangerous game you're playing. You know what Manny Machado. Hold on, brother. You know what Manny Machado is. You know how consistent he is defensively and what he can do for you in this ballpark, proven it every year.
Which is important, by the way. Which is
in
important.
This ballpark, proven what he can do here year in, year out. 4 years now. MVP finalist two of the 4 years he's been here. I think that it is a very dangerous game to even let him become a free agent, because at that point, there is no guarantee. And at that point, that's a big hole at third base. That's a big hole in the third spot of your batting order. I think that if all signs are pointing to I'm going to opt out unless you re-sign me to a longer term, I think you must sign him to a longer term. You got Soto for 2 years. Let those 2 years pan out. We'll figure it out. I think that signing Manny Machado is imperative.
If you win the World Series, if you win the World Series in 2023, you can let him become a free agent.
I know, man, but here's the thing, dude. That's such a big if.
But this is the business. This is the business of it. This is the business of it. Because again, if Juan Soto gives you the season that you think that you should be getting from him going forward, somebody's expendable. And that's just the truth of it. There's a lot of circulating in this picture of Tatis, Bogarts, Soto, and Manny. That picture is circulating. Here's the truth about it. Perfect. Look at all those people. Beautiful thing.
Yep.
One of them is expendable. Just the nature of professional sports, because these guys are contracted. So we can use a magic eraser on one of those dudes at the end of the season. I'm just telling you. Because if you find yourself in the conversation with Ohtani,
before you even keep going. There's 2 guys signed for a very long time already of those 4.
That doesn't mean anything anymore.
You still got to find trade partners, though. To take on that amount of money is not a very easy thing to do. We haven't seen it yet. We haven't seen it in baseball. When was the last time you saw a dude with 9 years and $300 million on his contract being traded? Doesn't happen. So it's not
well, they just in the defense of those deals, they just started doing those.
No, but
so they're probably
that's what I'm saying.
2-3 years
what
old.
I'm saying is, right now, I don't think Tatis is going anywhere. I don't think I'm for damn sure Bogarts ain't going here. He ain't even played for him yet. So
right.
I think when you talk about one of those dudes is expendable, it's been reported. It's either Machado or Soto, but you don't have to worry about that until the next season.
Correct. But what I'm saying is, if you're looking at it from a standpoint of if they win the World Series, and this is why I said that with the caveat, if they win the World Series, one of them can go and no one will care.
To be honest with you, if they win the World Series, we could turn into the Royals for 5 years. And I mean, it is what it is. Like you bring something to the city that they've never had before, professional championship.
Yes.
Sorry, Sockers. You know what I mean? There's just, if you bring a World Series championship to San Diego, Peter Seidler there'll be statues built of him. There'll be more murals of more Padres all across the city that you could think of. Like, it changes the entire dynamic. But to just assume that you're going to, I get what you're saying. You're not assuming. I know you're not
assuming that they
right.
will. Yeah.
It changes the conversation. I don't even want to get there. I just think that
What?
I don't want to get to the point of even worrying about what happens to Machado. I don't want to get. That's what I mean. Like, I don't want to worry about if we win the World Series, he'll opt out. We'll worry about. No, I'd rather can we just sign him and win a World Series? Like, can we have them both?
I think Seidler's proved, win a World Series or not. Why stop now? I think all of his recent signings has proved a why stop now attitude. So I think even if he won the World Series and there was obviously options and decisions to make, I don't think he would even think about turning this team into a Royals or a Marlins implosion when they would win their World Series back in the day. I think he's kind of proved, like, why stop now? I want to look down on the Dodgers for a while, as long as I can.
Well, that's a whole other thing. I saw that Freddie Freeman quote, and I agree with Freddie Freeman. Like, yes, the Padres beat the Dodgers in the playoffs and made it to the NLCS. I get that. But the Padres haven't won a division title in a very, 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 very long time. So I just think that's knocking them off in the regular season is the next block. I think that's the expectation, right? That the Padres are going to win the NL West this year. That's Padres fans' expectations. Whether it's Vegas's, I don't know. But it's definitely Padres fans' expectation. To assume you're going to get back to the NLCS, that's a big assumption. There's so many games. There's so many things that happen. Nobody was expecting the Padres to make it there in the first place. How many people were expecting the Padres to beat the Mets in the wild card? We were talking about, will they make the playoffs last year? So I just think
no. You, bruh, you don't frame this right. Because one of us was never saying none of that. That was you, baby.
Hey,
don't come up in here with that COVID brain, acting like we all did something. Well, no, that was you.
That's thank goodness for the freaking MLB expansion to the playoffs, dude. Because the old way, they are not even in. All I'm saying is to assume.
You can use whatever term you want. Expansion, Jesus, we got in. And not only did we get in, we won. We started bouncing 100-win teams when we got in. Okay? And for you to come on this show.
Yeah.
Okay? For you to come on this damn show and talk about what Freddie Freeman said, you okay with that. Bruh, we beat Freddie Freeman. What do you say all the time?
Yeah.
You say something all the time. Regular season is what? It is whatever, man. Winning in the postseason is where it's at.
I agree.
So for you or Freddie Freeman to be whining about, we still on the division. Get the hell out of here. Go on somewhere, Freddie. Go cry on your money stack.
Were you guys surprised at the Have you guys seen the reaction that Fernando Tatis got when introduced on stage at Fan Fest? Because let me play it. If not, why don't I just play it anyways? Here is Fernando Tatis being introduced by Don Orsillo at Fan Fest.
Let's start off with a big welcome back to Fernando Tatis Jr. coming. How incredible was that moment right there for you?
I love you, San Diego. I love you. I love you. It's just amazing. It's amazing to being back in front of you guys. I definitely miss you, every single one of you guys. And I'm not going to leave this place for a very long time, so it's going to be fun for a very long time.
Thoughts?
This is what I'm saying. What if y'all expected him to get booed?
No. No,
What?
I mean, those are the diehards.
Like,
Those are obviously the diehards. Right.
This guy is like their child. Like, they love this man. Period. There's very little he can do worse than what he's already done. Okay? And look at the reaction he got. I want to be very clear on this. I'm a fan. I think that he's great. I hope that he picks up where he left off. The ego is never going anywhere. Look at what he just got.
Yeah.
Look at what he just got. When I tell y'all he's going to go back to shortstop, look at the response he got. Yeah. What has Xander Bogaerts done here? Nothing. You didn't see Hassan Kim on that stage. Okay, you didn't see Jake Cronenworth on that stage. Look who's on that stage. Those are the people who matter. And look how they responded.
Bogaerts was on that stage.
Yeah. Did he get a reception like that?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Not like that, but
Stop it.
No, I was
Stop
curious.
it.
I was curious to see he hasn't been in the public eye like in that capacity in over a year. So yeah, I was surprised to see that it was as welcoming, as I guess exuberant. Like I was expecting he's back. Yeah, I was expecting he's back. Yeah, he's back. I wasn't expecting like a full on like hero's welcome. Like the dude got suspended for PEDs. Like I wasn't sure. I'm not so. I guess looking back now, like it makes sense. These are the diehard Padres fans that took time on their Saturdays to go take pictures and autographs with these guys. It makes
50,000 of them.
It makes sense.
Look at that. Look at that sea of people crunched up against each other.
Yeah.
Like Kanye West performed.
Now,
what is happening?
Now, come April 20th, and that happens again at Petco, obviously. It's how he's going to react to it when he goes to Dodger Stadium. It's how he's going to react to it when he goes to Philly, and when he goes to Chicago, and when he goes to San Francisco. That's where Tatis is going to have to go through all of the ups and downs of that PED suspension. Motorcycle accident, no one anywhere else in the country cares about it. No one cares about the motorcycle accident. The thing you're going to hear about is steroids. That's what Tatis is going to have to deal with all year long.
But you got to know, that's built in. Like that's baked into the cake already. That's part of the recipe is you get treated poorly on the road. Like all these guys are used to that. It's when you get booed at home is when it hurts.
Yeah. Well, hey, I think that to your point, you're like, what is Xander Bogaerts on here? Nothing. And nothing. But they paid him a lot of money to come here and do stuff. That's for sure. He's been called the best pure hitter in baseball. I hope so.
Show it to me.
I remember
what they said about Juan Soto.
No, I remember when the Padres traded for Adam Frazier, who was leading the National League in batting average, showed up to San Diego and looked like he ain't never hit a baseball in his life. Like, so I'm hopeful, Browner, because you're right. If Tatis comes back here and Tatis in 300, hitting taters everywhere, and Bogaerts is struggling defensively at short, it's going to be a conversation. It's going to be a conversation real quick. But I hope I don't hope that's the problem. I hope Tatis performs that well where it is in the discussion. I don't think it matters where he plays defensively personally. I think what matters is what he does at home plate at the end of the day.
Well, he's always made errors. He's always in pursuit of the spectacular play, he's fallen short on some of the routine. And that's okay, in my opinion, because, again, I'm here to be entertained. Those little ones never really hurt them in a big fashion, but those big ones get your contracts. Those big ones get you on SportsCenter. Those big ones get you commercials. Those big ones get you logos put on things. So for me, I thought that was always more attractive for his defensive side, that he can make a spectacular play. At this point in time, we need him to be able to make the little plays now, because now we're talking playoff games.
Sure.
Now we're talking chances at World Series.
That's
Now
exactly
we need
right.
him to make those
Now
little
it's different.
plays.
And Bob Melvin's going to put the best guy that makes the best heads up plays consistently at that position in October. And
I wonder if that's where we could talk about next. Sorry to cut you off because we got to go to commercial, Jason. That's funny because I think we saw the guy last year, but he's getting moved to second. So we'll talk about that when we come back. We'll also talk about the big trade in the NBA. Was it a good one? Was it a bad one? Why is LeBron crying? We'll talk about all that when we come back. We're brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, Kaplan and Crew. Go to kaplanandcrew.com, click on the 7 Mile Casino logo, and it takes you straight to 7milecasino.com. This is Kaplan and Crew. Alex Padilla, Jason Lawhead, John Browner. We'll be back.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
Dominating the SoCal radio airwaves for over 20 years. Join Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner for Kaplan and Crew every Monday through Friday, 3 to 6 p.m. Only on the mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the mightier1090.com.
At Shelter to Soldier, being a private nonprofit, we rely on the community. Thankfully, we have sponsors like the Barnes firm that get behind us.
We understand the difficulties that many of our veterans face when they come back into civilian life. And this program just seemed like the perfect fit.
Today we're catching up with Barney. He is now in our matching phase of our program. He is meeting eligible veterans in what we call speed dating.
How's it going?
So we have just recently approved 5 new veterans for our program. So Barney will be meeting every single one of them to see if he is the perfect match for them.
Barney's perfect date would be a nice long walk on the beach, and then he would like to end the night with a nice dinner with his veteran.
We got to find the right person for the right dog.
When someone you know has COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, things can progress very quickly, making them feel hopeless. But it doesn't have to be like this.
See, Mom, this place is going to be great for you. They're going to help you breathe better.
Pulmonary rehabilitation at La Mesa Rehab focuses on patient education and training. We use special therapies to improve your lungs, clear out mucus, and keep you out of the hospital. Pulmonary rehab is Medicare approved. Call now to see if you qualify or ask your doctor about La Mesa Rehab today.
Since 1975, San Diegans have trusted the Murray-Lampert family for their home remodeling projects. We continue our commitment to deliver high-quality home remodeling and construction to our customers without an expensive showroom.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring value to your home, our team has the experience to handle everything. Plus, our strong relationships with the city makes adding on easier for homeowners.
Visit murraylampert.com for your consultation.
Surf Soccer has been around for over 30 years. We're based here in San Diego, but we are the premier national youth sports brand in soccer. Our mission is to create experiences and opportunities for kids, and we do that here mostly in San Diego with our 1,000 kids, but we also do it through our events where we really help kids chase their dreams.
PNC Bank sponsorship helps the kids here. One, it is to continue to help fund facilities like this where the kids can come play soccer. 2, it is really through our scholarship program. There are a lot of kids in San Diego that have incredible levels of talent, but they can't afford to play on a team like Surf. And so a lot of our sponsorship dollars go back into scholarships to give an opportunity for kids who are low to moderate income to play on one of the elite teams in the U.S.
Having a partner like PNC who is community oriented and cares about the development of youth in the community is amazing because our missions are completely aligned and we're both driven by helping develop kids, and in this case through sport in San Diego.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
Listen to the Mike Greenberg Show, 7 to 9 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday. Greeny brings his unmatched depth of sports knowledge, fun, and entertainment back to ESPN on a daily basis. The Mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk, and the Mightier1090.com. We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew Show on the Mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Hey, everybody, it's Scott Kaplan from Kaplan and Crew. And with me right now is Rick Slider. He's the CEO of MedCline, which, by the way, is a pillow that is going to change your life. You have no idea what I'm talking about, but I'm telling you right now. Rick, how you doing, man? Where do we find you today?
Scott, great to talk to you. I'm in sunny San Diego, a place you're pretty familiar with.
Yeah, I'm glad it's sunny out. I see the Padres stuff right over your head. That looks pretty cool. And some Beastie Boys. You got some cool stuff behind you.
We had a different sports team up on the wall for a while that had to be taken down, say half dozen years ago. But the Padres still flies prominently on the wall.
I love it, man. Hey, if you could, while we have this time together, can you tell everybody the backstory of MedCline and how you guys have become such a big San Diego company selling all over the world, and what the deal is with the MedCline systems?
Sure. MedCline started here in San Diego, started by a radiologist whose primary practice was at UCSD. And he was a longtime sufferer of heartburn and acid reflux. Tried everything, tried diet changes, was taking medication, proton pump inhibitors or PPIs that a lot of people take. But he was looking for a natural way to reduce his heartburn symptoms. And he found through trial and error that when he slept in an incline and when he slept on his side, his heartburn and acid reflux symptoms would dissipate. Because he's a doctor, he wanted to make sure that this just wasn't by chance. And so he set up some clinical studies using a system that he designed and patented. We got clinical trial results, found that there was a strong reduction in the esophageal acid that would take place during the night, reducing his symptoms. And with that, decided to create a product called MedCline and commercialized it a few years ago. And that is really how our company began, with his personal desire to stop his heartburn and reflux symptoms.
That's amazing. It really is amazing. Like when you have something wrong, you're like, I'm going to fix this problem. But you know what's amazing to me is that acid reflux is a problem that obviously a lot of people have. But for me, I have shoulder pain, chronic shoulder pain from the way I sleep, because I sleep with my arm over my head and then my pillow in between. So when I got my first MedCline, I didn't realize there's the reflux relief pillow, but there's the shoulder relief pillow. And it's completely changed everything for me. My shoulder pain has gone so far down because I'm no longer sleeping like this. I'm like underneath. And tell me about the shoulder pillow, please.
Sure. First of all, I'm so glad to hear that it's working for you. That's fantastic. Secondly, as we brought MedCline to the marketplace, we found that there were a number of individuals that benefited from therapeutic side sleeping beyond just those suffering from heartburn or GERD. And the primary use is for shoulder pain. And the reason I think people like you have been so comfortable with the MedCline is because of our patented arm pocket. When you try and sleep on your side and you have shoulder pain, you run the risk of your shoulder getting frozen, exacerbating pain that you might be feeling, whether it's due to rotator cuff, general shoulder soreness. And so our incline has a patented arm pocket that allows you to either rest comfortably on your elbow or to slide through, sounds like what you do, slide your arm through the system so you can stay at an elevation and sleep comfortably on your side throughout the night. And today, here in 2023, our shoulder product is actually our top seller. It surpassed those that suffer from heartburn and acid reflux, simply because there's more people with shoulder injuries across the country. And we're glad that we're able to help you out.
It's awesome. Hey, we don't have a lot of time, but in the last minute, would you just tell everybody how the MedCline products, though, have gone viral, particularly on TikTok. Just give us like a 30 or 60 seconds about what has happened.
You know, I'd love to say that I'm a marketing genius here, Scott, but really it's just about excited consumers sharing the benefits they get of MedCline. And it's amazing what happens when people finally can get a good night's sleep, how they're so excited to share that information. And recently, we've always been a part of social media, but recently we've kind of found a niche within TikTok. I didn't know that healthy sleep TikTok was a subgenre, but it really is. And with a few different posts, we've seen over just in the last 30 days, over 10 million people exposed to our MedCline products. So we're excited about the virality that this has created. I think it's in part because we have a 95% customer satisfaction rate. We know we can help people get a good night's sleep. It does take a while to adjust and sleep differently. But we're excited to see kind of the viral nature of our product grow, and we're excited to help out as many customers as possible.
It's awesome. I want to encourage everybody who's watching right now, go to medcline.com, medcline.com. Look at the different products. Know you're supporting a San Diego company, and I encourage everybody, sleep better with our friends from MedCline.
Drivers are getting in accidents at a rate we've never seen before, jumping 18% since 2020. There are higher incidents of speeding and more aggressive driving since the pandemic began. Please slow down and drive safely. It can save a life.
An ADU is accessory dwelling unit, and it's become one of the most popular solutions to housing in the United States. We constructed this to provide housing for my mother, who is elderly.
Well, I wanted to downsize. At my age, that's what I wanted to do. Eric engaged the services of Murray Lambert, a top building company.
This is an 825 square foot structure, but it actually looks more like 1,000 because of the spatial considerations. Micah was great. He took the ball and ran with it and came up with this really great combination.
It always appealed to me, high ceilings. It gives a sense of space, of openness, and I like that. Oh, I would give this experience a 10 for sure. Plus, 10 plus.
From fitness to medical technology, explore how people are leading healthier lives on Your Health. Join Erica Cardenas as she introduces you to health experts and discover how our daily choices affect our well-being. Plus, learn simple tips for healthier living. Your Health, Sunday at 4:30 p.m. on YourView and YourView.com. Brought to you by La Mesa Rehab, improving the lives of those with all types of lung disease and long COVID symptoms.
Surf Soccer has been around for over 30 years. We're based here in San Diego, but we are the premier national youth sports brand in soccer. Our mission is to create experiences and opportunities for kids, and we do that here mostly in San Diego with our 1,000 kids, but we also do it through our events where we really help kids chase their dreams.
PNC Bank sponsorship helps the kids here. One, it is to continue to help fund facilities like this where the kids can come play soccer. Two, it is really through our scholarship program. There are a lot of kids in San Diego that have incredible levels of talent, but they can't afford to play on a team like Surf. And so a lot of our sponsorship dollars go back into scholarships to give an opportunity for kids who are low to moderate income to play on one of the elite teams in the U.S.
Having a partner like PNC who is community oriented and cares about the development of youth in the community is amazing because our missions are completely aligned and we're both driven by helping develop kids, and in this case through sport in San Diego.
At the Barnes firm, we're seeing more pedestrian and bicycle accidents. Drivers are rolling through red lights, and distracted driving makes every intersection a danger zone for pedestrians. Look both ways when crossing, even if you have the right of way.
Welcome back. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio. SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, John Browner, and Alex Padilla.
Great friends, welcome back. Kaplan and Crew, Alex Padilla, John Browner, Jason Lawhead with you guys on a Monday. Super Bowl week is here, but we're not talking about that yet. We'll get to that. We have all week to talk about the game. Nothing really coming out of it yet. Teams haven't even arrived yet, I don't think, unless they arrive today. Today we're talking about Padres. We're talking about NBA. Talked a little bit about Aztecs. Talked a lot about COVID early in segment 1. We're brought to you by iThrive MD. I am on iThrive Lean as of this morning, probably because of COVID, boys. So I'll probably gain some of it back. I'm down 41 pounds right now. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
41?
That happened.
Wow. Damn.
I'm not kidding. That happened. That was this morning. I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure
41.
I'm sure I'll gain, like, you know.
You about to be a crackhead way soon. You might want to slow down. 41 pounds.
Going into last Wednesday, I was down like 35. And because of COVID and because of iThrive, I'm sure, I ended up losing like 5 pounds these last 5 days.
Wow.
So I'm sure I'll gain that back here as I get healthier. But yeah, at this moment, 41, which I'm sure, like I said, I'll gain it all back. But iThrive MD, go to kaplanandcrew.com, click the iThrive logo, go check it out. You're going to get $200 off the first 3 months. In 3 months, I lost 30 pounds. That could be you. You could be done after 3 months. You know, like, not everybody has to lose more than 30 pounds. So go check them out. Go to kaplanandcrew.com, click the iThrive MD logo. Go talk to Dr. Maxey, talk to Dr. Fry, who was on it herself, and go check them out. We were talking about Padres Fan Fest, fellas. We're talking about Manny Machado. Got to lock him up. Talk about Tatis. He's coming back. Says he's 100% healthy, ready to go. Also was asked, hey, where are you going to play? He says, ask the manager. But, you know, same old, same old. Oh, did you see the Xander Bogaerts and Juan Soto beef?
What?
Did you guys see this?
Is that a sandwich?
No, it's already real drama between the two of the 4 guys. Yeah.
Can't be.
Yeah. You guys didn't hear about this.
Please explain this to me.
Okay.
No.
Let me
What?
break it down for you. This is from our
This can't be real.
This is 100% real, okay? I'm not exaggerating when I tell you this is a real thing that happened.
Better be a joke.
Excuse me. Xander Bogaerts and Juan Soto have beef. Xander Bogaerts said he and Juan Soto got in a fight outside of Fan Fest because they both wanted the same place to live and found out the day of Fan Fest that Soto got the house over Xander Bogaerts. The drama is real in the clubhouse already.
Okay. Great. That's what, yeah.
I think Coronado has about 4 Padre players living on that island for sure right now. All 4 that were on stage at the same time.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you go park your car at a place at the end of the night, it ain't a bad place to stop.
Ain't a bad place to stop, my friends. That was making a joke, Browner. Don't get all mad at me. I'm just saying. Xander and Soto going after the same pad in Coronado, man.
I think if I played for the Padres, I'd live in Coronado.
Do you think
where would you live if you played?
Is there and this is
that a real question?
This is gonna
Coronado.
be coastal elite.
I don't know
exactly where I was gonna go with. Is there a place I can park my boat next to Petco?
Right. They'll listen. These guys make enough money. They'll go to the owner and go, "Hey, man, build something that we can pull up so we can see our boat from the dugout."
Yeah, because the players' parking lot looks directly at the Hilton Bayfront. Can I
Right.
park my boat right there? Ride my
And walk
scooter
over.
over. Something.
Go.
Somebody hook me
walk
up.
across the bridge.
Is there a tunnel from the convention to Petco? There should be.
Nah, I don't.
You know, like the Warriors and the A's stadium, you know, there was like that tunnel that connected the two.
Nice. That's a good question.
Yeah. Because
the convention center has some secrets.
Because that's the way I would roll. I mean, because that Coronado Bridge traffic sucks sometimes.
I mean but the time that they leave necessarily probably wouldn't play into that.
But going in,
if you're going to tell me I get to go from my home in Coronado to my yacht to Petco, what?
Yeah.
Resign, trade me to where? Boy,
Yeah.
I'd cry if they traded me. That was my life. If I got to wake up in a $5 million house on the beach in Coronado, take a scooter to my boat, take my boat across the bay or whatever this thing is called down here.
Harbor.
Then across the harbor.
Excuse me.
Get a view of the downtown, go right up pretty much where those yachts are outside the Hilton Bayfront, get off my boat, walk over to the come on.
I've never been to Washington, D.C., but I could imagine that Juan Soto's house is now better than it was back in the East Coast.
Easily. What? It ain't snowing. It ain't none of that over here.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't nice this weekend though. But it wasn't nice this weekend in San Diego.
That's it, man. By the time it started to be important, it will be 70.
Yeah.
It won't be hitting 70. It will be 70.
This is our last thing on the Padres Fan Fest. Well, first of all, shout out to all 50,000 of you guys that showed up because that was ridiculous.
Y'all crazy.
You
Everybody
guys,
co-gate up in
you
there.
guys are diehards because I saw these videos of just the
God,
sardines that you guys were at Petco.
No.
I know not all the reviews were great, and I know a lot of people still end like, okay, first of all, Padres, you now know your fan base is tier 1. Like,
yes.
Like top of the pyramid of fan bases. You got one right now, okay? Congratulations. When Petco has to stop allowing people to come into Petco and there's still people in line, you have sold too many tickets. And what I mean by sold is you've given too many away because they were all for free. I don't know what you all were thinking, but the fact that you guys allowed 48,000 people in there and there's only a 42,500 capacity, I don't know the logic behind that thing, but your fan base is going to show up when you tell them show up. For next year, just FYI.
Next year, Balboa Park, man. Listen, that you can't do that. That's dangerous.
Yeah,
that's too many people.
That was a lot of people in there. I heard, dude, the lines, and I'm no disrespect, Tim Hill, no disrespect whatsoever. I saw a tweet, and I can't remember who it was from, but there was a line that was from the Padres store that had to go all the way to like center field or something. And I guess the dude, when he was at the Padres store, was already in line for an hour and a half. And he still had like another hour and a half to go. And then the person that tweeted was like, I don't know if he knows he's in line for Tim Hill's autograph. Because by the time he gets there, it's not Tim Hill anymore. Who knows who's there by the time he gets there? Tim Hill ain't signing autographs for 3 hours. So that was crazy.
Wow.
I honestly, like, shout out to you guys, the Padres, the Friar Face. That was insane, the amount of people that were there. I had friends that took their kids there in and out in an hour. They're like, nope, let's go. Way too many people, way too many lines. You had to wait 30 minutes to play a game. You had to do whatever. So, hey, if you were there, shout out. I hope you all had a good time. What they did at the backstage at Park at the Park, I thought that was cool. They talked to all the 4 guys. They talked to like Joe Musgrove and Hader and Martinez, all like that. I think that's probably pretty cool. But yeah, shout out. Anyways, one of the last things that we talk about here with the Padres Fan Fest, I said it to start the show. Juan Soto's here for 2 more years under contract. He doesn't seem to be in a hurry to sign anything anytime soon. This is what he said when asked about his current contract situation.
I mean, I have 2 more years here. I think that's a long time. If you go day by day, I try to enjoy every moment, every second I'm here, like I did in the Nationals, and I'm happy to be here. And now I have 2 more years, and we will see what is going to happen after that. I mean, we already talked in our arbitration, so we get that done, and after that, I don't know if we're going to start talking about it, but I leave that to my agent and the team. They take care about it. I'm here just I saw my contract, my arbitration, I take it, and we're moving forward to the season and see how the team's going to react and how it's going.
Yeah, I mean, what else do we want the guy to say? He's got 2 years remaining on his deal.
Right. What is he, an NBA player?
Yeah.
No, you do what they ask you to do until it's time to pay up. And someone will, if not the Padres, if he performs like people think he should perform.
And one thing that we have to always keep in mind is you're going to lose Blake Snell. You're going to lose Yu Darvish after this year too. Well, that leaves you with Joe Musgrove and Nick Martinez as your starters right now. So there's other positions that have to be filled. There's other, things that you have to fill. So lots
Do
of
you
time to
offer
talk about.
Darvish more? Do you offer him?
See, with
after
him
this
and
season?
with him and Blake, I don't mind waiting. Let's see.
Well,
what's
yeah,
up.
obviously wait through the season, but
It's just because Darvish's age. That's my only concern for a pitcher. Obviously, Verlander and Scherzer, they're exceptions to the rule
Sure.
with pitchers, I guess. But
on
I
these
think,
pitch counts, these guys,
yeah, Blake Snell,
their arms healthy.
like if
they
I
can
could
go
only get
40.
Blake from June to October, I take that Blake Snell. I don't like April,
Right.
May Blake Snell.
Warm
at
up,
all. Yeah.
warm up Blake Snell.
Post All-Star break Blake Snell, I like him a lot. Pre All-Star break Blake Snell, not so much, personally. So, anyways, shout out to everybody that went out to Fan Fest. Pitchers and catchers report in like a week, next week. That's crazy.
That sounds crazy.
I'm pretty sure you Darvish on a plane back to Japan because I think he's going to train. Obviously, in Japan, he's not even going to go to spring training. He's going to go straight to Japan and work and prepare with Team Japan out there. I think the Padres have 7 guys playing in the World Baseball Classic. I think it's 7 guys. Obviously, all the guys on stage are playing for somebody. So there you go. That's coming up soon. Baseball.
Yeah, I think if he's back in the top 10 in quality starts or in that number, you go and offer him, more years at the end of the season.
2 more years or something. We'll see what's up with that. The biggest news, not the biggest news, but I guess the biggest news in the country this weekend. Kyrie Irving ended a trade on Friday. Got one on Sunday. That's efficiency right there, my friend.
Yeah,
Sean
man.
Marks is an efficient worker. Listen, I said this in the offseason, Browner. I think you agreed with me. I said this is going to end badly. This is going to end badly. When 2 of your superstars want out because they don't like the coach and you force everybody in a room back together, this is not going to work. Steve Nash was fired very fast. Their new coach has gone in there and turned it around until KD got hurt. Now it's kind of like meddling right in the middle. Kyrie Irving traded to Dallas. He will now be joining Luka Doncic, who is hurt right now. But here you go. The Mavs are going to get Kyrie Irving, Markieff Morris. The Nets in return will get Dorian Finney-Smith, Spencer Dinwiddie, a 2029 first-round pick, and 2 second-rounders, one in 2027 and one in 2029. Kyrie Irving gets his wish. My absolute favorite report from this entire weekend was the pettiness of Joseph Tsai that I completely agree with. According to Mark Stein, Nets owner Joseph Tsai, his sole objective was to not send Kyrie Irving to the Lakers because that's what Kyrie wanted.
I mean, but the pettiness of Joseph Tsai, I love how that's the one that's in the crosshairs. But you're talking about the most petty player in basketball. Yeah,
Dude,
of course he's gonna be petty.
It hasn't ended well anywhere Kyrie's been. It's just the way it doesn't end well. It didn't end well in Cleveland, didn't end well in Boston, it didn't end well in Brooklyn. Kyrie Irving, this is what's so difficult about Kyrie Irving, in my opinion. Kyrie Irving, the basketball player, is worth all this stupid drama that surrounds him because he's that good. Kyrie Irving, the player as a whole, I don't think very worth it. I just can't trust the guy.
Look, I'm going to be very, very direct about what I think about Kyrie Irving. No one is this good. No one is this good at all, period. Because guess what? When LeBron was this good, the Heat were like, all right, see ya. See ya. It becomes too much. And apparently Kyrie Irving wanted the Nets to give him a max deal within the last 3 years of not playing because he wouldn't take a vaccine shot after everyone else on the team took one. This is also after him, regardless of what you thought about him retweeting the anti-Semitic video, he did it and then didn't want to apologize. And now the trade. These are things that if you keep behaving like this, what are we paying you for? More of this?
Yeah.
More of the same?
Right.
The fact that any team would trade anything for him is moronic. I think the Dallas Mavericks gave up too much. Is he a great basketball player? Absolutely. But he's a worse teammate. And they talk about him good in the circles of the NBA, and that's all fine and dandy. But he keeps blowing teams up. Every team he goes to, he blows the team up. And if you think him and Luka are going to be a good match, oh, baby, I got news for you.
Let's not talk about the basketball aspect yet because that's a whole basketball conversation we can talk about. But let's just talk about the trade. Let's talk about the drama. Let's talk about
bad trade.
Talk about Kyrie. First of all, the Nets, together with KD and Kyrie, I think they played 74 games together. Maybe 7. I don't know the exact. Oh, here's the record. KD and Kyrie together, they were 45 and 26. That's it. That's all you got. 45 and 26. I'm gonna say it again. He was there for 4 years. Was it 4 years? Yeah, this was his 4th year.
Basically.
45 and 26. That's all you got for KD and Kyrie. The team that owner and that GM let those two guys assemble. This was the KD and Kyrie mashup.
Yeah.
That's somehow I forgot James Harden was there. That
James
worked.
Harden.
That was for like a cup of tea.
That was like if he's on the album, he featured on a song.
Yeah. The Nets, when they only have KD and not Kyrie Irving, 38-17, a 691 winning percentage. That's very good. Kyrie, no KD, 29-23. Still pretty good. But all I'm saying is, together, this duo that decided themselves together, let's team up in Brooklyn. Let's do this. 45-26. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I'm trying to look at how many games Kyrie missed, because I know he missed. He missed more than he played.
Yes, he missed more games for the Nets than he played for the Nets. So, what are you really trading? You're not really trading anything. You're trading an awful teammate that isn't on the floor. He wants to play some basketball. Kyrie's the kind of guy that wants to go out and play some basketball. That's it. And he's really good at it individually. But that's really all he really wants to do. He just wants to go and play some basketball. And that's like a lot of these guys today with the load management and the amount of times they take off. And this is sore today. And let me sit out these many games. And but he really is just kind of, let's just go play some basketball. And, I don't understand I get, like, he's exciting to watch when he has the ball one-on-one, but there's been a million of those guys in NBA history. We've seen amazing scorers. I mean, there's 130, 140 points. Somebody's got to get 25 of these. There's a chunk of 3 or 4 guys getting 25, 26, 27. You add those up. I mean, you still got to account for 120 some points in a game. Like, we've seen a million of these guys come and go, and he's just kind of another one. Explain to me this.
Yeah.
Everywhere Kyrie's ever been, it's funny. Now we're trading him to Dallas, but every time Kyrie's been anywhere, he's always still just been the second best player on the team. I mean, he's going to Dallas now, perception-wise, as the second best player on the team. He's great, but he's never the best player on the team. And when he was for a glimpse in Boston, he sat there in street clothes and watched Terry Rozier and these young bucks like Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum take his old LeBron Cavs, which he wasn't a part of anymore, to the brink, and the Cavs still won without him, and the Celtics didn't have him. And then, as good as the Celtics were without him, he implodes that team, and now they're better without him as they move on. They're on the brink of a title without him, and look at the Nets experiment. Like, so, yeah, he's a great ball player, but it just shows you what kind of teammate and what kind of ultimate gamer he is when he's always the second best player.
You guys think it's worth it? Because the Mavericks weren't winning it as currently constructed. Like, they're just not.
And they're not going to
But
win
do you
now.
think? But that's what I'm saying. Like, why not? How much did they really give up? A first-round pick?
Too much.
Okay.
Too much
So,
for that guy.
is it worth the swing? Is it worth the home run swing to just
For
go
me-
for it this year and then figure it out?
For me, trading for him, no. Because at the end of the day, from a basketball standpoint, that doesn't make them the best team. This trade should have made
You don't think
you
the
a
West
NBA
is wide open enough to, like, maybe he can swing it their way?
from a strictly basketball standpoint. Just before we even get to
I
whether they
know.
get along or not.
I know.
No.
Because I feel like Mark
The West
Cuban
is
and
wide
him are
open,
gonna
but it-
butt heads so quickly.
Dude, this is what the Portland Trailblazers were. 2 dominant guards that have to do your turn, my turn, because they don't have time to input an offense. So there won't be anything unpredictable you'll see. It'll be 2 guys going one-on-one in the fourth quarter. And in the NBA playoffs, when you're playing the same team 7 games in a row, a smart coach will cut that off at the legs.
And who's going to play defense on this team?
Thank you.
Who's going to play defense on this team? That's why everybody was like, there were these Laker fans that were pining for him. I'm like, the Lakers, they still give up 118 a game. Kyrie Irving ain't fixing that.
Ain't helping that.
He's just going to take some of the points that LeBron, AD, and other guys are already scoring, and he's just going to score some of those. They ain't going to fix giving up 118 a game. What they give up to the Pelicans the other night without Zion on the floor.
Yeah.
130, and this is with AD back when they're supposed to be a better defensive team. Like, he ain't making that any better. Kevin Durant's a good enough offensive player that if he comes back healthy for the playoffs 100%, Dinwiddie, played with these guys before. Like there's guys out on the floor that in a playoff, like Browner said, 7-game construct of a series, when you're scouting teams and you're matching up with them, who knows? I mean, I think at the end of the day, keeping Durant, keeping him happy, keeping him healthy, the Nets are a better 7-game series than the Mavericks have in that locker room. I don't get it. And don't say the West is wide open right now, but the trade deadline's Thursday. The Phoenix Suns playing better basketball. They are one move away.
Let's talk about that when we come back, Jay. Let me cut you off real quick. Let's talk about that when we come back. We're going to hit this break real quick. We're brought to you by 7 Mile Casino, Kaplan and Crew. Go to 7milecasino.com and go visit them. Just minutes away from downtown San Diego. 7 Mile Casino. We'll be right back. We'll jump into more of the Kyrie stuff next.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew Tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 AM, ESPN Radio, and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
Brought to you by MedCline. Sleep better, feel better, live better.
Locally owned and operated, not some bland, uninspired, corporate, cookie-cutter radio station crap. We simply say to those stations, Q. The mightier 1090 ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Murray Lampert now brings architectural and interior design to a whole new level for your remodel, ADU, or whole house build.
We're truly a team at Murray Lampert Design, Build, Remodel, and we don't take that lightly.
Visit murraylampert.com.
This is a huge wall. I'm sure it presented some challenges.
You're right, Sarah. And what it was in the model we noticed that it was too much wood. This was supposed to be clad. And with the beautiful stairs and railings, we realized that we need to come up with a different finish. So we used these reglets that are metal with the drywall, and it gave it this grid look that also matches up with the beams.
Wow, that came out beautiful. If you want to see how they conquered more design challenges, check out Our Family, Your Home.
When you're in pain, you need physical therapy that works, but you want to feel safe during these times. At La Mesa Rehab, your health is our business. We screen each patient, provide masks, and constantly sanitize our private individual treatment areas so you can focus on healing. The foundation of our physical therapy is education. Our therapists care and guide you through the healing process. Ask your doctor about La Mesa Rehab.
The best care you can have at La Mesa Rehab.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
If you're going to count yourself as a fan of this radio station, you'll need to continuously ask yourself one basic question. Am I listening enough? Pro tip, wives are not a good source for input on this. This is the mightier 1090 AM ESPN Radio.
When you're adding companion units or ADUs to bring more value to your home, our experience plus our strong relationship with the city makes adding on easier for our homeowners.
At Murray Lampert, we listen to you first, then design and build. Visit murraylampert.com.
Sip Wine and Beer is a wine and beer tasting room here in Escondido. Started it in 2015. I wanted to start a business and I wanted to create a space where we could talk about wine. And so when you come here, you get to veer off the beaten path and try brands that you do not get anywhere else.
It's a blend of Chardonnay and Pinot Noir.
Fast forward to 7 years, I've been able to be sustainable in doing that, and that is now evolved to Fresh Glass.
Denise Clark found a passion for winemaking later in life.
We created this docuseries to tell the stories of women and BIPOC innovators in food, beverage, and entrepreneurship that aren't visible in both our society or in mainstream media.
Sponsored by The Barnes Firm. Proud to support Black History Month. Car crash? Call 1-800-8-MILLION for a free consultation.
Hey everybody, this is Scott Kaplan from Kaplan and Crew Tonight here on Cox Your View. Just want to tell everybody that Cox TV home base throughout Southern California, but you can get us on radio on 1090. You can get us on our YouTube channel, all the different audio podcast platforms. And I want to say thank you very much to a San Diego-based company that's selling all over the world. That's MedCline, MEDCLINE, medcline.com. They're going to change the way you sleep. They're our sponsor this month, and we appreciate you guys. Visit medcline.com.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. ESPN Radio, SoCal Sports Talk.
Does a new year mean new you? Stick around because...
How about no? That's too much pressure. Then we get discouraged and then we quit. How about we just be healthier?
I'm good with that. So no resolution is our resolution.
Bingo.
Today on
Su Vida.
Okay, so like how much healthier?
Like a lot healthier. I'm gonna